I'm Nayella. Thank you for joining me again today. So what I would like to discuss with you is fluoride, as promised off the back of the video about words and water. So my journey into discovering more about fluoride really began with my daughter, and as I'm sure most young children, when they get to that stage of being able to start brushing their teeth on their own, when they become a lot more independent, they will very likely get a taste for the toothpaste and start eating it, as my daughter did. And this actually started to bother me. It actually became a real concern to me about what it was actually doing to her body, what it was doing to her little stomach. So I did do some research. Needless to say, after doing that research, I quickly switched us off fluoride toothpaste onto xylitol toothpaste and onto some more natural non-fluoride toothpaste as well. I did check this with our dentist, who did give the okay and did actually recommend xylitol as being something very good for the teeth. So we were sold the story in the 1940s that fluoride actually was a good thing for our teeth, that it did harden up the enamel and would prevent tooth decay in the long run. And that is really why many areas went under fluoridization. That's why many areas did make the decision to put the fluoride in the water, in the toothpaste, and also it can be found in many bottled water as well, or at least that's the story that they sold us. So fluoride actually, it does play havoc on the brain, and especially two main areas of the brain. The first one being the hippocampus, which is the part of the brain that is all to do with holding memory, retaining memory, and also critical thinking as well. Fluoride will actually prevent the natural oxidization going on in the brain. It does put a lot of stress on the brain, and after a certain amount of time with that exposure of fluoride, it will leave us susceptible to neurodegenerative disorders such as Parkinson's, Huntington's, and also Alzheimer's. It also will affect our serotonin levels, and the part of the brain that does regulate this as well. It also will collect around the pineal gland, and the pineal gland is a part of the brain that does affect our consciousness and the expansion of our consciousness as well. So after a certain amount of time, the fluoride will actually calcify the pineal gland. It will actually switch it off, shut it off completely. So there could be a part of your brain that is actually inactive due to the consumption of fluoride. And I find it quite fascinating to find out as well that many drugs that are on the market that are designed to affect our consciousness actually do contain fluoride, such as Prozac. So the fluoride that is put in our water as well, it does actually, after a time, compromise our teeth. It will break down the enamel, and it will cause cavities and tooth decay after a while. And many areas that have made the choice to cut out the fluoride have actually found that there's been a decrease of tooth decay rather than an increase. So if you are in an area that is under fluoridization, it may be worth looking into maybe purifying your water, or maybe moving on to distilled water. There's many really good water filters out there that are not overly expensive and are really good. They will do the job there for you. Also, if you are a parent or a guardian of an infant and you have made the decision to formula feed your child and you are under fluoridization, you are under that area of fluoridization, then it's important to know, that that child is actually getting 250 times more fluoride in that milk than a breastfed child, because obviously, the nursing mother, that body can regulate the toxins going into that infant, whereas there's not that same regulation going on if you are just taking that water straight from the tap, making up that bottle and giving it to the child. So again, you maybe want to look into the water that you are making that bottle up with, if you haven't already done so. So I have also found out that young boys that are exposed to fluoride at a young age, I think it's between the ages of 5 to 8, correct me if I'm wrong, that they are more susceptible to a rare bone cancer at adulthood. And fluoride actually does collect in our bones, and it does actually weaken the bones after a while as well. So we are more susceptible to osteoporosis because of that fluoride as well. So I don't know if you've ever noticed somebody with brown specks or brown spots on their teeth, but that is also another sign that they have been, overexposed to fluoride, and it is already doing damage to their teeth. And it just worries me, how much damage is actually going on inside their body, what it is already doing to their bones as well. It's already going to be breaking down their bones. So I am not here to tell anybody what to do with their lives. I'm not sitting here saying, do this, do that. I'm just informing you, and go and don't take my word for any of this. Go and do your own research, go and find out this stuff for yourself, and then at least you've got that information there, you've got that information at hand, and then you can make some informed choices for yourself and for your family. But if you don't have that information, if you don't know what's going on, then you're blindly going into something, you're blindly consenting to something that you've got no idea about, what it's really doing. This is the good thing about being in the information age, is that information is at hand. It's there for us. We just have to go searching. But obviously, like I said, if you don't even know that there's something to be searching for, then you're blindly going along with something. So you may have all this information at hand and decide to do nothing with it, deciding to just live your life as you did beforehand, and that's absolutely fine, but at least you've got that information, at least you've got that knowledge, and you've made that choice there with that knowledge at hand. So no evidence has ever been found that humans have a disease or get an illness due to fluoride deficiency, yet many of us are consuming large amounts daily. And like I said, it's been found as well that it's not actually doing what they said it was going to do to our teeth either. So also wanting to point out, that fluoride, the fluoride that I'm speaking about, which is the sodium fluoride, the sodium silicofluoride, and the fluorosilic acid, that does have a negative effect on the world at large as well. It will have a negative effect on the plant life. It will actually kill them off. It has been reported that livestock has actually died due to overexposure of fluoride. They have become crippled. It has broken down their bones, because like us, it does store up. The bones do soak up that fluoride, and then it will break it down. And also the fish as well, the aquatic life, they will also have the same kind of damaging effects due to fluoride as well. with the bones. You know, it's the bones of fish. It soaks it up again. So you know, it's not just us that are affected here. It's the whole world. It's everything that's around us as well. And you know, at least think about it. At least think about what's happening here, and maybe make some healthier choices for yourself and for the world at large. And I'm just gonna leave you with this quote as well, from Maya Angelou, and that is, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. Because if you don't have this information, if you don't know what's going on, then don't beat yourself up. But at least if you do some research, you know what's happening, you then may want to swap and change things around so that you and your family are living a healthier life. And that's just what I'm doing this video for, really, just to inform you. So I'm going to leave that with you today. I'm wishing you all the very, very best. I'm sending you all my love, and I hope to speak to you again very, very soon. Goodbye for now.